Do you want to be able to fly and create aeronautics? Watch this tutorial and I'll teach you how to make this plane. I'll also be going into depth to teach you how to actually understand the mechanics of it so you can design your own planes. I do want to mention that most of this plane design is actually taken from someone else's design I found on the Aeronautics Discord. I'll just put their username in the description. So for the first part of the tutorial, I will be explaining how the plane actually works so you can apply the same mechanics and stuff so you can try to build your own design or better understand this one. So if you're not interested in learning that, I'll put a timestamp here for where I actually just do the building. The first thing I want to go over is the main propeller. So in Create Aeronautics, you can use like a pre-crafted propeller, like these ones, or you can build one with windmill sails. So this is one built with windmill sails and a propeller bearing, which are both part of Create Aeronautics. And what we have happening is the windmill bearing goes into a clutch that has a redstone link set to receive mode on top of it, which you can switch it between receive and send mode by right-clicking. And then you can actually set frequencies by placing different blocks. But what the clutch does when it's powered is it just stops rotation, which stops this propeller from moving. Clutch goes into this, which is an analog transmission. So the analog transmission, depending on the redstone signal level it's getting, will actually change how much rotation it's putting out. So here we have an analog lever set to 13, which is a special lever that lets you set like a specific redstone power level, which means this will be delivering very fast rotation to this. And if we were to lower the level, the rotation would be slower. And then we have our engines built right here, which engines just take any kind of fuel, so lava, coal, whatever, and then they generate rotational force. So what we have in the second part is this will link up to the engines and it'll combine their power, which you can see in this half engine thing. So you see engines are on and then they're connected with shafts connected by belts, and that's consolidating the power. For the engine, you have that engine power running into a cog, but what we did is we put the cog in casing so it doesn't go into the analog transmission, and then we have it transferring power down to here and then to the analog transmission because we want to rotate the analog transmission's cog. We don't want to directly power its shaft that it has. You see there's a shaft. We have the rest of the engine power source, and we actually have it being transferred up through another belt, and then that's going into a gearbox, which connects to the potato cannon. The way the potato cannon works is that you fill it with potatoes, and it takes into its shaft right here, and that powers it up, like pressurizes it to shoot potatoes. And then whenever it receives a redstone signal, it'll fire out a potato. And you also have wheels on this, which kind of hard to see, but you can actually adjust the suspension strength on wheels, but we leave it at default for this build. This shaft running through is just connecting the power source all the way across the plane. And also you have the typewriter. You right click to control, and then it'll broadcast a signal based on which keys you're pressing on your keyboard. So if you shift right click, you can actually see what everything is set to, and you can click and change what it's set to. For the next section, we just have the shaft continuing, and it brings power to a rotation speed controller. And all this is doing is limiting the rotation speed to the default speed. And then it takes it across these belts, which then drive this chain drive. And the chain drive is just another way of passing down rotation, but in a block form. On top of the chain drive here, you can see we have this, which is a powered toggle latch. So basically what happens is when this redstone link receives a signal, when you just tap the button to turn off the plane, it's not a sustained signal. So what you do is you have it go into a toggle latch, which then sends a signal to this sending redstone link that communicates to this redstone link to tell the clutch to stop. And then we have more connected chain drives. You have the directional gear shift connect to these chain drives on the top and the bottom. And what happens is the power goes down through here, and then up through the directional gear shift, and then up through here into here, which is a gearbox, this vertical gearbox. And then that goes into a torsion spring, which you can set how much rotation you allow on your flaps, and then it goes into this mechanical bearing, which, by the way, for any type of rudder or anything, these mechanical bearings need to be set to this mode. I'm going to put up a list of the parts you need for this before we start. So we're going to start with our propeller. The propeller is just windmill sails. Then you need to place your propeller bearing, which you can shift right click onto there. Then you'll need to attach your clutch. Then around the clutch, we're going to build our iron blocks, which are going to help to weigh down the nose of the plane. You're going to want a redstone link on top of your clutch. Set it to receive. Place your engines. Connect the shafts with belts. Add more shafts at the top. Connect it with another belt. Place a shaft in the middle. Take a cog, place it here, put it in andesite casing. Place your analog transmission. Place 2 more cogs and encase the first one. Place an analog lever on it. Click it 13 times. Place your potato cannon. Place andesite casing on one side of the potato cannon. Place a gearbox on the other side. Place a shaft coming out of these. Place shafts here to here. And place belts connecting these shafts. Place your typewriter here. Place a stair here and here. Place a seat here. And place a seat on either side of this stair. Place shafts leading up to where you currently are. To place the wheel mount, you will have to break your belt. You just reconnect it. Then add tires. Place your barrels. And place blocks behind the barrels. Place another shaft. Place slabs like this. And then put stairs on like this. Then stairs on either side. Slab beneath stairs. Then place a speed controller. Make sure that this is set to the top, not here. And put a giant cog into it. Add 3 more slabs. And 2 more here. Place shafts like this. Place an encased chain drive. Connect it to the rotation controller with belts. Place a slab in between them. Place a powered toggle latch and a redstone link. Place 2 encased chain drives like this and another link. Shift right click and set the link to receive. Place stripped logs on both sides. Put links on top of them. Set them to receive. Place a block down here. Place redstone links on the bottom. Set them to receive. Place directional gear shifts facing this way on both sides. Add encased train drives going down like this and on top like this. Then place vertical gearboxes. Place logs on the back. Place redstone links, set them to receive. More redstone links, set them to receive. Add torsion spring, set it to 35 degrees. Add a mechanical bearing. Set it to only place when anchored destroyed. Do the same for the other side. Now we'll add the wings, starting with the front wings. Start from the stairs and go out 4. Then up 3. Then up 1 and 6 over them. So down. Repeat this on the other side. Now we'll start on the rudder wings, back wings, whatever you want to call them. These are composed of 2 types of sails. They're made of symmetric sails and windmill sails. Place the windmill sails like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Repeat on the other side. Symmetric sails go like this. You build 3, then 3, then you go in, and then another 4. Repeat on the other side. Your plane should look like this. Before we set up controls, we're going to go ahead and assemble it as a physics object. While we're at it, we're going to add a control for the potato cannon. I'm going to set it to receive, and the signal is going to be 2 potatoes. We're going to set that to space. But we do need to add a rudder onto the plane using symmetrical sails. It's just going to go like this. So for the controls, every redstone link except for this one right here should be set to receiving. So the little satellite dishes. The first control we're going to set up is clutch for the propeller to turn on and off. So you're going to go to this one and set it to 2 greens. You're going to set this to green and a red. You go up to here and set this to green and a red to match. Shift right click your typewriter, left shift, and set it to 2 greens. So now if you go into the typewriter and press shift, you'll see that toggles on and off. So for up, we're going to do blue, 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 then set W to blue, blue. And for down, we're going to set red, 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 red. Then we have to do left and right on the bottom. For turning left, we have to power these front two, blue, blue, and red, red, to blue, blue, and red, red. And that's left, so we're setting that to A. So blue, blue, red, red. Now we go to the back of the plane, and we do the opposite. So red, blue, blue, red, red, blue, blue, red. Okay, that should be everything set. Now you want to make sure that you've pressed shift and that this light is on. That tells you that the clutch is engaged and it's not going to fly away. But before you finish off your plane, I recommend changing to only 3 iron blocks arranged like this, and then replace the redstone link on the front on top of the clutch with a wool block and a lever, because there seems to be a glitch when activating where you use a latch into a redstone link that sends a signal. For some reason or another, it keeps glitching and powering on constantly. So instead, just use this lever system, and then whenever you fly, you just flick that, go into your controls, you can fly away. Let's see how it does. Flies pretty well though. If you're having issues, just adjust how many iron blocks are on the front. I don't know why, but I was testing before with all those iron blocks on the front and it worked great. Then I just tried and it wouldn't take off. Play around with it.
Thanks for watching. Comment down below how I can improve and what else you'd like to see. I spent so long on this video, so please like and subscribe.